I noticed that now that we is coming up on this election, a lot of our focus is being on the election. Because you got Trump and Kamala Harris, they doing rallies like every other day. You know what I'm saying? And it's like they going deep inside of their bags and they are pulling out all the tricks. And I noticed that my For You page is now flooded with Kamala Harris and Donald Trump and all these rallies that they're doing and all these celebrities that is now coming out. But just to let y'all know, keep in mind that whoever wins this election, everything that is designed to happen in the next coming year and even so beyond that, it is meant to happen. So whether Kamala Harris is the president or Donald Trump is the president, the same thing is going to happen no matter who is elected. No matter who is elected. And for some reason, I have a feeling that something is going to transpire before November the 11th. Because to what I see, Donald Trump is going to win this hands down. He's going to win it. He's going to win it, right? So something got to happen to where it's going to disrupt the election. I don't know. I truly believe, this is my only opinion. Don't quote me on it. Don't say, oh, it didn't happen like you said it did. My opinion is that we are going to have a power outage. I believe that something is going to happen without energy. I believe something is going to happen with the power system. Because when Donald Trump and Joe Biden was running for president, they rigged the election. Right? They rigged it. Because Donald Trump actually won that election, but they rigged it to where they made it seem like that Biden won. So they can't play the same trick twice. They can't do that because it is so obvious that Donald Trump is going to win. So they can't rig the election like they did when Donald Trump and Joe Biden was running. This is why we got all these wars right now. We got all these wars going on, all these disagreements, right? So they can't do the same thing that they did before. So I believe what is going to happen is that we are going to have a disruption with our power. It's either they're going to turn the shit off or it's going to be interrupted. Just like how you see how our Wi-Fi was interrupted, our internet system was interrupted, our social media was interrupted. I believe something is going to happen with the power system in America, and it is going to interrupt it. And when it interrupt it, it's either it's going to mess up some votes, or they're going to come up with some reason, or with another thing that may happen, which I highly, it's unlikely that could happen, is that we're going to have like a major war happen between now and November the 11th, and it's going to disrupt something else. So I believe that something is going to happen, and it's going to transpire to where as though the election is going to be postponed, or they just going to come up with their own person that they're going to want to put in the chair. But I really don't believe that on November the 11th, it is going to be a successful election. Something is going to happen. And I wish that I didn't feel this way. But I believe something is going to happen. And just to let y'all know that what's about to go down on this earth, people, is meant to happen. Like right now, we are focused on a lot of things. But the election is the number one thing right now because we are closer to it. But y'all got to remember that we are about to go through a whole energy frequency shift. This earth is about to shift in energy. This earth is about to shift in its frequency. So this earth is about to go through a great earthquake. It's going to be an earthquake that is going to bother your mental. It's going to bother your physical. And it is going to bother your psychological mind. It is going to bother us. Because when this earthquake happens, because of this energy frequency shift, it is going to bother the earth for the rest of its life, to the point where though the earth is going to have to do a great reset. The earth is going to have to regenerate itself. Because y'all got to remember, The earth is going through a cleanse right now. The earth is a living being. The earth is a living entity. It has to regenerate itself. It has to cleanse. So right now it is flushing. You understand what I'm saying? So whatever is going to happen on this earth, it is going to happen whether Kamala's in the chair, whether Trump is in the chair. Because y'all got to understand, it is more countries and it's more nations and there's more cities and states other than United States that's going to go through this. We don't know what's going on all over the world right now. The only thing we know is what's going to happen in the United States. And we as Americans, we barely even know what is going on in our own country because they have never told us the truth, people. So we really don't know what is going on. Then you got CERN that is going down. You got these portals that is being opened. We got these, it's a lot of shit that is going on right now because they are setting us up for the big show, I'm trying to tell you. So don't let this election get the best of you. My opinion is don't vote at all. Don't vote, people. If we actually take a stand and not vote at all, we can see the reveal. If no American vote at all, we can see the reveal because something got to happen. If America sit down and don't do nothing, we have to see what they are going to do. It forces them to make a move because we are playing the game of chess. They make a move. We make a move. They make a move. We make a move. If we don't make a move, they are forced to make a move. They are forced to make one. And when they make this move, then we are going to see what has always been done behind our backs. We are going to see what has always been done when they've been telling us that it was done another way. It is forced to try their hand, like playing the game of spades. You don't know exactly what the person before you was going to play. So now that person played the card, now you got to play a card. It's either you're going to cut them or you got a card that is better than them. Right now, we don't know the cards that they got in their hand. So now they have to play their cards. We already know that this election is their way of playing cards. We know that Trump and Kamala Harris is the card right now. So now it is our turn to play the card. So what we're going to do is we're going to sit back and we're going to wait until they play. Because we ain't going to play. We ain't going to play our card. We don't know. Because it's now our turn to play. Our turn is by voting. This is our turn to play our hand. Our hand right now is to vote. Right? Now it's their turn to play their hand. So now that we have voted, now they can do whatever they want because they can easily lie to us and say that Kamala won when Trump did and Trump won when Kamala did because we voted and we really don't know the result. We don't know. They can lie to us. Just like they did 4 years ago with Biden and Trump. But now that it's our turn to vote, we ain't going to vote. So now that the Americans did not vote, we already played our hand by not voting. So now it's their turn to play their hand. What are you going to do now? This is how you play the game of chess, people. This is how you gotta know your opponent, know who your opponent is, and know how to play the game. This is why in the game of poker, players always wear glasses. If you ever look at the game of poker, they wear sunglasses because they don't want you to see their eyes. They don't want you to see what they're looking at. They don't want you to see the emotion through their eyes. You can tell a lot was going through a person's mind by looking at their eyes. That's why poker players always wear glasses. This is now our turn to play and make our move in the chess game. If we don't make a move, it forces them to make a move. And it will reveal so much. But I don't. This is why I'm so mad that because no matter what you say, people is just not going to get it. And it's unfortunate. Now I see why they say it's a very narrow road. That road to get to your higher self is very narrow. It's very narrow. And can y'all see how narrow the road is? Can you see how big it is to get deceived and how narrow it is to know the truth? Very narrow.